Hey, I'm glad that we could meet today. If you don't know who I am Katrina Garcia and I am a pet sitter. And I want to share with you some tips that I've learned doing this. And I think it's been about 3 solid years that I've been doing this consistently. And I think I have a couple of things down. So I wanted to share that with you. Today, we're going to talk about taking pictures of the pet that you were sitting. So whether that be a dog or a cat, turtle, a lizard, chickens, horses, any of those things, you want to be able to give an image and kind of tell a story back to the owner of their precious pet that they own and you're taking care of. So pictures. I think the first point that I want to bring out is we really need to think about perspective. So the typical picture that I'll see when people are sitting is they take a picture straight looking down at the animal. So if it's a small animal, a horse, I don't know, but a small animal, a lot of times, let's say a dog, for example, they'll be on leash, be holding the leash, trying to take a picture, and you just see the back of the dog, maybe the back of the head or the side of the head. And those pictures can get really boring very quickly. So I started getting bored of them and decided I want to do something different. And I actually started having a lot of fun doing it. Keep in mind, if you've ever tried to take a picture of an animal or even a child, they're constantly moving and changing positions that they're in. So you're going to need to take lots and lots and lots of pictures, anywhere from like 50 to 100 just for one pose that you're trying to catch. So that will also take time after you've took the pictures to look back and, you want to delete or decide if that's something that you want to portray back to the owner. A lot of times you catch just little snippets of things you didn't realize what was happening, and so it's kind of fun to look at. So anyways, back to perspective. One of the things you could do is think about what is that pet seeing from their perspective, from their height, from their angle. So I will get down low and take pictures. So you have the ones up high, you're looking down, okay, that's cool, one picture, that's over with, done. Don't take any more of those, they're boring. But I will either get down to where their head level is, like just bend over, get to where their head level is, and take pictures of them. And I take pictures of what they could possibly be looking at. So a great example is if you're going to some type of regional or national park, you can get down to where they're at, bend over, and look at what they're looking at. And what I do is I try to make sure that part of their head is in that shot, and then their view of what they're looking at is also in the shot. Another good example is they love to sniff wherever they go, right? So there could be flowers that they're sniffing. So as they go down and bend, then I will get a close-up of them sniffing that flower, whatever that be. And it doesn't matter if it's male or female. It's just a different perspective, and it kind of gives you an idea of maybe what they're feeling at the moment. And I think that's important for the owner to understand what their pet is feeling, because really they want to make sure that their animal is safe, secure, and happy. And so that's what you're trying to capture, what they're experiencing when they're with you, because there's distance between the owner, and so they want to make sure that everything is okay. Okay. Performing various actions is really important because some owners really want to know what's happening from moment to moment. And I get a lot of people saying, oh, that's okay, you don't really have to send much to me. And then when they're gone, they're texting me every hour or messaging me every hour and how everything's going. So it's important that they know what's happening. So those actions could be when they're sleeping, where they're sleeping at, if they're sleeping in different places. And then there's two different types of shots you can get with sleeping. You can get that shot that says, oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's, precious. Or you can get the silly shot. So dogs don't just sleep, curled up, right? They could be on their back with one limb flared out, or they could be halfway over a couch, or just a lot of different situations. And so you want to catch that. And keep in mind that they know their pets. So with you taking pictures, it'll either remind them, oh yeah, that's what they do at home, or what, that's funny, you know. Another one would be eating. So again, this is one where you could take a picture and you'll do that same shot over and over of them just bending over and eating. It's boring, right? So what I'll do sometimes is I will do a close-up, the camera, where it pulls up all the way to their face, down in the bowl. And again, that means I'm getting low so we can kind of see from their height, their perspective that they're going in and they're eating. Just something different. Playing. Oh my goodness, there's so many different pictures you could do playing, right? There's them playing with other animals. There's them running around. And if the dog is not doing that or cat is not doing that, then you might want to create a situation where they are doing that. So I'll do is, if I have dogs that are boarding with me, I'll go in my backyard and I'll get a couple of toys, a ball, a frisbee, whatever it is, and then I'll let them know I've got the toy, and then I'll throw it. So I have dogs that don't really do fetch. They might like to run with other dogs, but they don't actually do fetch. They won't grab it and bring it back and all that. And then I have dogs that do. And then I have dogs that just say, hey, I am super happy you're out here with us. And you're playing with us. What are we going to do now? And so I'm trying to take shots of all those, right? Everything that's happening in that interaction. I'll take a picture from when I'm holding up the ball to throw it. And sometimes I try to get my hand in there, you know, just to give perspective of what's happening. And then as I throw the ball, I'm click, 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 click. So I don't know exactly what it looks like when they're running. I mean, I could see them take off, right? But I don't know exactly what the interaction is between them as they're doing it. And then as they get the ball, they'll come running back. And then I'm taking pictures of that. Again, I'm going to try to do by their perspective. So I might have one where I'm standing up fully, but then I will get down, I will bend down, and then I will take shots to get more of their face. And generally what happens when they're running back and you're at their levels, you can see all these facial expressions that you generally would not catch. And so it's been really nice pictures to come up that way. So do that. Do lots of those. Those are going to come out really frizzy and fuzzy and all kinds of stuff going on. But I've had like the best pictures because when they're coming back, sometimes you're catching lighting, you're not realizing that's coming through. And yeah, they're just beautiful when they come out. Okay, another one is interacting. You want to do interacting with people, interacting with other animals. You want to catch those shots. Owners are very concerned about their pets' behavior with other people, with other animals, where they're gone. They want everything to be working out fine. So if you can capture this, it will help them feel better as well. And then there's the ones that we see on the internet all the time, which is you catch them doing a no-no, right? So the dog that got into the garbage, you know, or sniffing something out, or ran under a blanket. You caught them on the bed. They're not supposed to be on the bed. Those are good shots to take. It is up to you if you decide to actually send them to the owner or not. I think what's really going to make you'll decide if you want to do it, if you can write about it correctly, if you can tell a story. That's what's going to make a difference. If it's just like, hey, this is what they did, then everybody's going to feel in trouble. The owner's going to feel in trouble. The dog is going to be like, of course, you know. But it depends on how you tell the story. If you tell the story where it was kind of a funny situation, then that's going to be different, you know. Or if you're just going to leave a couple of words, or if you just send a picture with nothing, The owner's not going to really know how to interpret that. They're hoping for the best, right? Okay. Also, you want to try different backgrounds, because you could take a million pictures of what happens at nighttime when everybody's settling down, and then you're going to go to bed, and it's going to be the same picture over and over, that the dog's laying down and there might be a blanket and there's a couch. Okay, so what, right? Oh, okay, doing the same thing every night. The whole thing about taking pictures is that you want to give a story of how things are going, and you want to put it in a light perspective, that everything is going fine and that you can enjoy your vacation, or do what you got to do at your job without having to worry. So again, different backgrounds. Get pictures of the dog being outside, right? Let's say the dog doesn't go to the park, doesn't go for walks, but does go outside to go to the bathroom. Get some pictures. I will even take pictures of the dog going to the bathroom. Because there are times when you have to let the owner know, he or she did poop. It was done. Don't worry about it. It happened, Get pictures of the pup in the car or the cat in the car. So maybe I had to go pick him up to transport him somewhere. Get a picture of him in the car. Give him another perspective. Give him the perspective of what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. You can get a picture of the dog in the kitchen getting ready to eat, but make sure there's just different backgrounds, okay? Make it interesting. So I've already mentioned over and over about telling a story. So what you want to do when you're telling a story is you want to explain your actions. We did this, we did that. After this time, I did this. You do not want to interpret what you think their animal is thinking. Okay, well, you think, this is why I think they did blah, blah, blah. And they gave me a look like, what are you doing? You need to get out of here, blah, 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 blah. So, blah, blah. Don't do that. Don't do that. You have to remember that everybody has different backgrounds, upbringing. They have different thought processes, and they have an idea of why their animal is doing what they're doing. So you don't want to put a twist on it that could be completely wrong, okay? So explain your actions. Don't interpret what they're thinking, but do explain what their behaviors are in reaction to what you're doing. So you could say something like, I decided that we were going to go ahead and have breakfast at the park today. And then you could say how you did that, right? Then say, they were very excited. We got in the car and they looked all around and they put their head out the window. And when we got there, I put the food here, decided to put the food here, and this is what they did. Okay? Very easy. Just say the behavior. The owner will interpret what's going on, what's the thought process. They might even message you back and say, hey, this is why they do that, blah, 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 blah. Which is cool, because now they're interacting, they feel a part of it. Those are good things. Okay? Then you also want to tell what you learned about their pet. Okay? But I would do this, you could do this sporadically throughout the time that they're gone, but I do this mainly after this day is done, after I've done the job. Then I'll say that. It kind of wraps things up when you do that. It helps them feel comfortable that, this could be something that happens again. They're going to book you again to do the sitting because you actually took time to pay attention to the little quirky things that they do, or being sensitive to how that pet might want things done for different reasons. There could be medical reasons. There could be the dog is sensitive to certain things. The dog is, it just went right out of my head. The dog likes to be noticed because they have talents and abilities, right? Or they feel in competition with their sister and brother that's also there. So wrap it up in that way where you said, I learned this and I learned that. Okay? So the whole thing with pictures, again, you're telling a story. You're telling, you could do it in a chronological, this is what happened this morning, this is what happened at lunchtime, this is what happened in the evening, or it can be, this happened this day, this happened that day, this happened that day, or it could be, I find that a lot of dog owners, even cat owners, may only have one pet. And in my situation, I have a few. So when their pet comes in interaction with mine, now they have all this stimulus and they begin to learn new things. So one of the things that I always point out is for water, I use a spout that the dogs are able to access, and they can move it. When they move it with their mouth, then it lets water out. So each dog that comes over my house learns that process, but there's different ways. There could be I teach them, which involves peanut butter, or they've noticed from the other dogs how they access water and they learn it. And so we could do a process of that. Now they've interacted with 3 other dogs and they're beginning to do this now. They're beginning to do that now. So we're telling a story and we're bringing the owner in that process with us, and they can almost feel like, maybe not there, but they're part of it. They're a part of it. And that human connection is very important in your business when you're doing pet sitting, okay? You have the connection you're gonna make with your dog, but it's very important to make that connection with the owner. I'm gonna stop there, and I'm so glad that you came to visit me and have this conversation with me. Don't forget to subscribe as I put out more information that will help you with your dog sitting business or pet sitting. Okay? Thanks for meeting with me. I'm Katrina. See you later.